Vivien Leigh was celebrated as one of the most beautiful women Hollywood ever filmed. But what most people don't realize is that her greatest struggle wasn't fame, or marriage, or even illness. It was being believed. By the time the world saw how fragile she was, Hollywood had already decided she was difficult. Vivien Leigh became a star almost overnight in 1939 when she was cast as Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind. The role was one of the most coveted in film history, and Leigh, a relative unknown at the time, beat out hundreds of actresses. The performance won her an Academy Award and made her instantly famous. But it also fixed her image forever. Fiery, emotional, and unpredictable. Behind the scenes, something much more serious was unfolding. Leigh had bipolar disorder. At the time, it wasn't well understood, rarely diagnosed accurately, and often dismissed as hysteria or temperament. Her mood swings were extreme. She experienced periods of intense energy followed by deep, debilitating depression. Instead of receiving consistent medical care, Leigh was expected to perform through it. When she struggled, Hollywood didn't try to understand. They simply labeled her as unstable. Her marriage to Laurence Olivier only intensified the pressure. Together, they were the most glamorous couple in the theater world. Privately, their relationship was strained by long separations, professional rivalry, and Leigh's worsening health. Olivier loved her, but he didn't understand her illness, and the industry they worked in had no patience for it. When Leigh faltered onto stage or film sets, the narrative hardened. She was unreliable. The truth was far more complicated. In addition to her mental health struggles, Leigh battled tuberculosis for years, a disease she often hid in order to keep working. Exhaustion, fevers, and coughing fits were treated as inconveniences, not warnings of an underlying health condition. She continued to perform anyway. Her second Oscar for A Streetcar Named Desire is often remembered for its raw intensity. Few realize how much of that performance came from lived experience. Leigh experienced that emotional volatility, fear of abandonment, and the effort it took simply to stay present. The line between art and survival was dangerously thin. As the years passed, offers declined. Directors were worried about delays. Vivien Leigh wasn't discarded for lack of talent. She was pushed aside because her illness made others uncomfortable. By the time she died in 1967, at just 53 years old, the narrative had already settled. They said that she was brilliant, beautiful, and troubled. What was missing was compassion. Today, Leigh is often remembered for her elegance and tragic mystique. But the truth is, she was a disciplined, intelligent actress who fought an invisible battle in an era that refused to acknowledge it. Vivien Leigh didn't fail Hollywood. Hollywood failed to understand her.